Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Everything Is. This is your man's K Woods.
It's your man's MP.
And yo, we got a lot to talk about today. Thank y'all for coming out. Well, I don't say coming out. Thank y'all for tuning in and going through us with all these technical difficulties. We've been trying a little bit of things here and there, trying to figure out the right setup because, this is the new podcast studio and we're trying some different things also. Thank y'all for being patient with us. But we're gonna make this a fun. I don't even call this a fun show. I don't even think this is a fun topic. But
Not really.
let's go ahead and get into it. And we all know the big hot topic out right now is about the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about Shikari Richardson. She is not going to be participating in the Tokyo Games. First, she was disqualified from the 100-meter race because of a failed THC test. THC, chemical agent found in marijuana, is a banned substance by the World Anti-Doping Agency and the U.S. the Anti-Doping Agency. So she was disqualified because of that, and her race was disqualified. And just recently, the news came out not too long ago that she will no longer be participating in. Well, she was not saying no longer participating. She wasn't selected for the 4x100 relay team in the upcoming Olympics. So she's not going to be going competing this time around. And
Kind of figured she wasn't going to be a part of that anyway.
yeah, because just all the surrounding
Yeah.
controversy around it, and somebody made a really good point about it not being enough time for her to really get a practice in for the Olympic run. So
Mm-hmm.
that alone, right there, is just like, all right, wait, what you gonna do?
Ain't much you could do about that shit, really, man. She got a fair. She got a. Well, she didn't get like hammered like everybody like you would think she would have got hammered. She
Yeah,
did. She didn't get a Michael Phelps.
yeah.
Like so, and it's just a mistake she learned, man. It's just a mistake that happened to her, and just got to sit out this time. She has to sit it out this time. I think is what I'm saying. I think is she acknowledged her mess up.
Yeah.
She acknowledged she fucked up. So it's just we have to look at that, and then she's got to learn. She just learning from it.
And the thing is, she's 21 years old.
Yeah.
This is obviously with COVID and everything happened last year, Olympics were actually supposed to take place last year. So they're coming off this year. So I'm assuming, like, by the time the Olympics come back next time, she'll be about 24.
24. Yeah. So
That's plenty enough time to
she'll
go
be
ahead and get
strong.
that
She'll be
running.
stronger, faster, all type. So it's unfortunate it happened this time, but you got to learn from it.
And the one thing that I really do appreciate about the whole controversy surrounding her is, granted, I do love the fact that our community came to bat for her. It's
Hmm.
good that we protect one of our own. But the one thing that I really loved about all of this is that she accepted responsibility. She owned up. She first off, she gave the reasoning, but she also owned up to it and took full responsibility. That is really what you want from your professional athletes. And because of this, she now has the opportunity to have an amazing comeback story, to come back stronger, faster, and just more resilient.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it's like to lose a parent, so I've talked to friends who have lost parents, and they say that in those type of situations, you're not in your right mind, and I can see why.
No, definitely not. It's deep. So she went with the first thing she could use that would cope. And I don't fault her for that.
Mhm.
Because you in a situation like that and just getting hit with all types of anxiety, just everything is just hitting you at one time. So it's like I need to do something to deal with this.
Yeah.
So you turn to some. Most people will turn to they'll turn to a substance or just something of that nature to bring them down to bring them some type of peace.
Now, I do want to bring up one thing. I wrote an article last week about my interview with Aaron Humphrey. For those who don't know, Aaron Humphrey is a former junior Olympian out of Ypsilanti, and she's a good friend of mine. So before I wrote my article about Miss Richardson, I decided, to reach out to her. And in that, conversation with Aaron, she told me that marijuana can be viewed as a masking agent. Now, a
Mhm.
lot of people took issue with me saying that because they're saying, well, it's not listed on the World Anti-Doping Agency or the US Anti-Doping Agency as a masking agent, which is true. And I will accept fault on one aspect. I should have clarified that in the interview. Aaron was simply talking about how the running community feels, how the track and field community feels, that she could have been trying to mask Well, not she. She could take that back. She's not saying that Richardson was trying to mask PEDs. She didn't say whether she believes Richardson was taking PEDs or not. She's saying that in that community, some people feel that marijuana could be used as a masking agent for other substances. And I'm just saying, like, who would, even though it's not on the website, who am I to argue with a former junior Olympian?
Yeah.
Like somebody that has competed in the world championships in Beijing, somebody that is a former state record holder in Michigan for the 400 meter. So like I'm in no position to tell her what is right and what is wrong
She got
based off
some
a
first. She
website.
got some first hand knowledge.
Yeah, she has firsthand knowledge of it. So, everybody's coming to me. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's wrong. She's wrong. You know what? It's not on the website for masking agent. But hey, again, who am I to argue with her about the conversations that she has in her community? I don't I've never ran track.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But let's talk about marijuana on the website. And you know what? Marijuana is classified as a potential performance enhancing substance on the World Anti-Doping Agency. It meets 2/3 of the criteria to be banned. Now it meets 3 criteria. So people are coming from me on the article. It actually meets all 3. I never said it didn't meet all 3. I said that for marijuana to be a banned substance, it has to meet 2/3 of the criteria, which is what Aaron told me, which is what the actual website says. It says that there have been studies that shown it could have performance enhancing qualities.
Right.
So, which is the reason why it was banned. So, I'm not trying to, come at people who are trying to come for me. I'm just offering clarification. Maybe I could have been a little bit more clear on that part, but also too, I still did my homework. I still did my research. And anybody who wants to challenge that, go ahead. But the one thing that I do want to get your opinion on is what Gabby Thomas said.
Now, yeah, I think you sent that to me yesterday. She said like it's going to be unfortunate that people are boycotting the Olympics because there are a lot of black athletes in the Olympics, and you should pay
Yeah.
attention to that.
Now, let me just actually go to the let's go to the actual tweet
Mhm.
of what Gabby posted. Really hurts to see so many black people choosing not to watch the Olympics this year. There are so many black athletes who have put in years of hard work for this moment, myself included. We want your support. Additionally, I worry some of the anger and disdain may be misplaced. The Olympics and those at the IOC have nothing to do with the current events that's taking place. Now, hold that thought, right? Richardson had a rebuttal, bro.
Oh man,
Did you know about that?
nah, I ain't know about that one. What she saying?
Athletes, now I don't know if the tweet is still up right now,
Mhm.
but here's what Richardson said. And it was posted by the Shade Room because if y'all don't know, the Shade Room catches all
Yeah, they
shade.
catch everything.
Here's what Richardson tweeted. Athletes that haven't and and will never beat me have a lot to say about or surrounding my situation, when most of them have said nothing to me showing their characters that y'all don't see behind the races. The attention that is on track was the attention that is on track now and was because of very, very few names. So if that's where fans support lay, you can't be mad at that.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Um, I don't like that for the reason of it's just don't you shouldn't have to respond to what she said. You shouldn't have to respond to Gabby Thomas. Like she has a point. Gabby Thomas had a point. Like we need to what I'm saying we need to support all the black athletes that's a part of the Olympics right now.
Yeah.
I understand you brought what I'm saying you brought a spotlight to it. I understand you brought a spotlight to it and everything, but you shouldn't have to attack her for that. She didn't say anything wrong. She ain't say anything wrong. She ain't say anything disparaging about you in her comment.
She didn't at all. She
Yeah.
was just saying that, hey, we want support too. And it is something that I also wrote about just recently. But I want to go into this Gabby Thomas thing a little bit more. When Richardson just said that athletes that won't beat her and everything like that. Okay,
That's too much, man.
that's too much. And let's be real, Gabby Thomas did finish 5th overall in the 100-meter race,
Yeah.
which is Richardson's race. That's cool.
Yeah.
But Thomas also finished first in her qualifying meet for the 200 meter. And along with that, she has the second fastest 200-meter time ever.
Oh shit.
Ever. Gabby Thomas has the second fastest 200-meter time ever. You know who's the only person in front of Gabby Thomas in the 200 meters ever?
Who was it?
Florence Griffith Joyner. If you're in the same conversation as FloJo, you're in damn good company.
Mm-hmm.
Along with that, before Richardson was not selected for the 4x100 relay, Thomas qualified for it. And also, too, Thomas is doing this while pursuing a master's degree at the University of Texas in epidemiology and healthcare administration. Also, listen, just to throw this last nugget out there, Thomas is also a Harvard graduate.
That's deep. That's deep.
Who underwent surgery because she had a tumor that at one point she was concerned it could have been cancerous. Doing all of that. Richardson has her struggles, but so did Thomas. She had her ill to overcome too. Why? And to bring this point full circle, doesn't Thomas deserve support?
Yeah, I think she definitely does.
Doesn't Simone Biles deserve support? Who was arguably competing who was probably competing in her last Olympic competition because she's, after 24, it's kind of age out of it.
Yeah, she deserves it too. I just think that wasn't right. That definitely wasn't right for her to come out there and say that. Because she deleted the tweet, right?
Well, let me check.
Yeah,
because
if she deleted that tweet, then yeah, she knew she was wrong for that. But it's just gotta support each other when it comes to this type of shit, man.
Yeah.
Like Gabby Thomas had a legit concern. She said it. You didn't have to come out and tweet anything about that, but I get it. Richardson is young. You tend to do shit like that when you're young. You react off emotion. And that definitely, what I'm saying, you just got you're not in the Olympics right now. You're not in the 200, you're not in the relay, so you feeling the way about that shit.
Yeah, she deleted part of the tweet, not all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so she deleted some of it.
Yeah, I know she feel away. She feel away about that shit. I get it, but you can't attack the next person with that type of shit, because that was an attack at Gabby Thomas.
Yeah, that was an attack,
and that was fucked up. It didn't deserve that, I don't know that. I don't know what the path. I'm from the outside looking in. I don't know what type of situation they have with each other. But you got to take the high road on some shit like this when you won't even attack. She just said like she don't want people to boycott the Olympics. Black people to boycott the Olympics because of that.
Yeah,
you have more people. You have a lot of black people that need your support, and I agree with that.
And also too, if people want to people, first off, I will say this: people can boycott anything they want for whatever reasons they want. Perfectly fine. I can't say nothing about that. That's your decision.
I have no problem with that.
At the same time, a lot of people from the conversation that I'm personally seeing, again, I'm speaking from my perspective. I'm seeing Richardson being the focal point of why they're electing not to support the Olympics. Along with that, they're overlooking potential other reasons why they could not have supported the Olympics. What about the Namibian runner who had her 400-meter relay disqualified because of her naturally high testosterone levels? What is that about?
Yeah, I mean, honestly and truthfully, I would boycott it when they took. I would kind of boycott that shit when they took. I don't know if it was the Olympics, but when they said they took Simone Biles whatever that trick she did, they took it away because they said nobody else can do it. I think that was bullshit.
Yeah, you want to boycott because of that?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Now here's the thing. Here's where I push back on boycotting because of Simone Biles. I'm thinking because this is her last games and really Simone is really just competing against herself.
Yeah,
that's even more of a reason to support Simone. But again, that's not even your point of view, which I respect. That's not a talking point. The black swimmers in the swim caps.
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's out there. People are talking about it, but it's not a main talking point.
That should be talked about more because I think that's bullshit too.
Yes,
that's big. That's straight bullshit.
But my thing is, if you want to, nobody's using those as talking points. Conversation is solely focused on Richardson.
because she's the hot topic right now for one,
It,
and
it,
then she's popular.
yeah,
So
it's a social media fad. You know, she had the quote, "I'm that girl, the colorful hair, the colorful nails." I love the vibrant personality. I'm not knocking that, but she's easy to root for
mhm.
because she has a vibrant personality. But none of those talking points. I've seen people say, "I'm not watching the Olympics because of those talking points." They're now watching the Olympics because they felt that the Olympics are being racist because they're not allowing her to race with a positive TAT test. And this thing is like
It's against their rules.
it's against their rules.
I mean, at the end of the day, that one lady, they tried to compare her to Shikari Richardson when nobody knew that she got suspended for 4 years for PEDs. She can't do shit for 4 years. Michael Phelps went into depression, lost sponsorship deals, and was suspended for 3 months. They
And
was they was destroying. Michael Phelps was getting fucking destroyed left and right.
which people they were like, well, Michael Phelps didn't catch as much hell. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
shit. He caught he
okay.
caught more.
And I would say this: here's what I argue about that. If you watch like CNN or Fox News, Michael Phelps caught a lot of hell for that. Also, too, social media was a thing when Michael Phelps competed, but
Hmm.
it wasn't as prevalent as it is right now. It's way more media in 2021 compared to 2008.
Oh, he would have got destroyed. But
He would get
yeah, he would have got destroyed.
killed right now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And also, too, we have to think that we have to that keeps getting overlooked in the Michael Phelps situation. Michael Phelps wasn't close to competition. He wasn't a month away from competition. So I just wish that people would do the research and the homework on comparing both of those situations because they are not one and the same.
People react off emotion, man. Like they get really emotional when it comes to things like this. In this time, in this day and age, where it's a lot of trauma that's in the black community. And when they see shit like this, they react strictly off emotion, and they
Yeah,
start going crazy. So you gotta look at it from all angles, and I understand why they're reacting. Like it's just like, we always getting the short end of the stick. We're always getting, everything's always happening to us. And you see somebody, you like, this is a person we could root for, and then they get suspended for something like weed, and they just start like, well, I remember this guy did weed, and they just don't think logically, like, well, there's more truth to this story than what you're saying,
yeah.
and just it's a lot of emotion, a lot of anger, a lot of
Well,
sadness.
not to stay too long on that. Let's go ahead and get into something else. Let's switch over to Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor and that bombshell. I mean, boy,
Man.
oh boy, oh boy. Do you want to kick this one off?
I mean, it's ridiculous with that shit. Uh, it's so ridiculous. Play a clip right here.
They said to me, hey, instead of hosting the NBA Finals, why don't you do Dorsey's Simon reporter job for the NBA Finals? Because guess what that was clearly away for? For Maria to do the hosting for us. Yeah. So, I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that, and I'm trying to figure out like how to just, my thing is that I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your like crappy one-time record anniversary, which by the way I myself know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not gonna find it.
I mean, it's ridiculous, dog. Like people try to say, like, people try to clean that up for her, man, but there's no cleaning that shit up. That was some straight bullshit that she said. You
It
know,
was, but she has her supporters out there, and the thing that gets me the most is like the I'm not tongue tied, y'all. It's just that I'm trying to wrap my brain around how stupid what I'm about to say is. There are people that are saying that Rachel Nichols got her street cred, her G cred, because she gave former out of work NBA players a job on the jump.
are you fucking serious? Y'all gotta stop giving out that card. You gotta stop inviting. Y'all just gotta stop inviting every motherfucker to the barbecue. Y'all love to,
Everybody gets a pass to the cookout.
y'all love to do that shit.
Everybody,
I gotta stop that shit, man. You
yeah,
know,
nah, everybody can't get a pass. Everybody can't get an invite to the cookout, man. You know what? We're so many invites are given to the cookout that right now the invite's going to end up being meaningless going
exactly.
forward. It's pretty much meaningless
already
now.
it's already meaningless, man. Because it's just you invite every a motherfucker that'll do a damn dance or some shit like that. Oh, he's invited to the cookout, and it's just he could do a TikTok video. Oh, they invite to the cookout. It's stupid, man. And so she hired because she brought on a bunch of different NBA players that she's allowed to say shit about Maria Teller. She is allowed to say that shit. See, that's the type of shit I be talking about, man. Like y'all get these motherfuckers these passes, and then they can go ahead and do the shit, do and say shit. That's like I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you be cool with a white person and all this other shit. They like, oh, he's from the hood. You let them say no, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what they're implying right there. And that's not no, that's not cool. So I'm not with that. I'm not with what Rachel Nichols did. That was straight bullshit. But that's ESPN for you.
Now, I will be fair. I'm going to be fair on this one. Rachel Nichols could be 100% correct. She could have a point
Could be.
because we don't know if that's because I don't know if that's in Rachel if that job was in Rachel Nichols
Yeah,
contract or not.
could be.
She could be in her contract, but it was the dismissiveness
Yeah.
that she said it.
Yeah, it was very dismissive. Like that was
Like,
trash.
yeah, it was this like she was insinuating that Maria Taylor is only getting this job because she's black. Now let's be real. Last year with with the whole George Floyd situation, with the George, take that back, the murder of George Floyd. We're not going to sugarcoat that. The murder of George Floyd, that was a very touchy subject in this country, and when that happened, we did see a lot of companies become more socially responsible.
Yeah.
However, there's all before that happened, there's talk about Maria Taylor becoming one of the best in the business.
I mean,
Well, before that,
yeah, because she and that was another thing that pissed me off about Rachel Nichols too, the way how dismissive she was, and like, oh, you just got this job because you know affirmative action, the whole diversity thing. No, Maria Taylor put in work for years. She put in work, and just for you to undersell that shit, that's bullshit. You know?
yeah, like if they want to give her more things to do, that's okay with me. Just to make sure it doesn't come off of my plate. What?
I mean, to be honest with you, man, a lot of people getting tired of Rachel Nichols anyway, dog. Like,
And I'm gonna say this too, which is now starting to kind of come out the surface. What if somebody insinuated that Rachel Nichols got her job because of who she's related to?
I mean, you can insinuate that shit now. Diane Sawyer is her fucking mother-in-law. You know, so you can
Diane
definitely insinuate
Sawyer.
that.
We're talking about Diane Sawyer, who was the first female correspondent on 60 Minutes. The Diane Sawyer who hosted the ABC Tonight World Tonight News. The Diane Sawyer who hosted Good Morning America. The Diane Sawyer who is royalty at ABC.
Who
That
owns
is the
ESPN?
who owns well ABC and ESPN are under the parent company of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So a phone call from Diane Sawyer goes a long way. And as I wrote, let's connect some dots. Rachel Nichols married her husband in 2001.
Yep.
Rachel Nichols started at ESPN in 2004.
Yep. And you know, this is not to diminish Rachel Nichols. She's a good talent.
She is.
She's a good talent. Like, there's nothing there's you know what I'm saying, but let's just keep it 100. She had her people bring her in there, you know?
Yeah.
Let's just keep it 100 right there. You know, so no, it's just ridiculous, man. Like, there's no no,
But
dude.
but you know what? The same way it's disrespectful for us to insinuate that Rachel Nichols did not get to where she is because of her talent, that she got there because of her mother-in-law, it's just as equally disrespectful to insinuate that Maria Taylor only got her job because of a diversity move by ESPN.
And it's just an ugly situation with Maria Terry, ESPN. Period. They don't want to pay her. Jalen Rose came out there during the show, like, man, pay Maria, tell her raise, pay her.
Yep.
Woj, even though Amir Amin, I think that's what his name
Yeah.
is. He got problems with Woj and shit, but Woj came out during the meeting and said, "Rachel, you're being a bad teammate." And there's always been like diversity issues at ESPN. That's been
Mhm.
going on for years now.
Mhm.
This one just ran its ugly head in, and this was kind of a little deeper because people thought Rachel Nichols was cool. People thought she was cool, thought she was down for us and everything. But when it comes to it, when it's like the threat to her coming to her expense, she's like, nah, I'm not about to give my shit up, you know. But in the reality, at the end of the day, you still end up giving it up anyway because
They took it from me.
they took it from you. Maria Taylor is hosting, and Malika Andrews, shout out to her, is on the sideline. So it's just like you did all that shit for nothing.
And on top of that, the jump did not even air on the jump didn't even air on Tuesday. They replaced it with Jalen and Jacoby.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what's going to happen with that moving
It's
forward?
damage. It's damage control. I think
Definitely damage control.
she'll be back by the fall. But it's definitely damage control because they did the same. They kind of did the same shit to Sage Steele. They took her out the limelight for a minute and then they eased her back in.
Yeah.
They're gonna probably do the same thing for Rachel Nichols and people won't forget about it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to just at least until the next season starts.
It's a good ESPN tactic, of course.
Yeah.
That's how they always do their shit. So I'm not shocked by it, but it's what it is like in corporate America, man, for a black person.
Yeah. So these NBA finals. Chris Paul, man. I mean,
he's close. He's not.
He's close.
He's close. He's just like, I'm here. I'm 36 years old. I'm about to give it my all, and I'm going to get this fucking ring. So
yeah.
He's looking at it right now, like, nah, this ain't about to happen. And they're gonna do it in about 5 or 6 games.
I agree.
5 or 6 games gonna be the Suns because I don't. The Bucks. It's too many inconsistent people on that team on the Bucks, and then Giannis is hurt, so that's not helping the cause either. It's not good. It's not looking good for them. They didn't look all that good yesterday.
They did not look good in game one. It was
they came out there unprepared as fuck. So
they came out unprepared. But who knows how they're gonna finish this rest of the series. Just the fact that let's just talk about the fact that Chris Paul is finally here. 16 years.
Yeah.
And he's finally in the NBA finals. And all the talk, we all made jokes. I was one of the guys. I mean, and let's be real, some of the jokes we made because Chris Paul was looking a little hefty in the playoffs at times.
I did call him CP 300 pounds. I'm not gonna lie.
But he was looking kind of hefty. But but the past couple years he's looked a lot slimmer. And the one thing that has been interesting is that we're now seeing that it's all those older guys who reportedly had a problem with Chris Paul's approach, like a James Harden, a DeAndre Jordan, a Blake Griffin. The younger guys who I thought would have pushed back on that hard approach.
No, they listening to him.
They loving it. D Book said it. Hey, he ain't for everybody.
Yeah,
he said me and CP got into it, but he ain't for everybody.
I mean, but you gotta really think about it with James Harden too. James Harden is lazy. He's pretty lazy. He's just very fucking talented, but that man just don't care. He don't care about this shit sometimes. So you got a young team who wants to win. So yeah, you put Chris Paul with that. I didn't even know why the fuck I never thought about that shit. You put Chris Paul with a young team instead of pairing them with stars. You pair him with a young team, some up and comers and all that other, some really good up and comers. Yeah,
I thought they were going to. The thing is, I thought it was going to be a failure because I thought they were going to push back. I didn't think it was going to be enough, and now it's looking like.
Also, got to credit James Jones and Monty Williams too. Got to credit them.
James Jones, even without LeBron, I'm still gonna find my way to the finals.
James Jones is the problem, man. You got to credit them. You got to credit Monty Williams too. Like Monty Williams has been doing his thing out there. So
Also, too, you got to credit Monty Williams and Chris Paul as a combo because they've been around the block together before.
Mm-hmm.
And to see, they didn't, when the first things first started off, they didn't have the greatest relationship. I'm talking about their first run because I believe that was with the Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets. Yep.
But now to see that come back full circle, and now they're both on the verge of getting an NBA championship together. It's just I don't want to. I'm not going to sit up here and say Chris Paul should retire if the Suns win the championship. However, I will say that he has a rare moment to ride off into the sunset a winner.
Yep.
And that's just something to think about. Just something to think about. I'm not gonna say the guy
I
should
think
retire.
what he's gonna do, he's probably gonna get one more contract.
Yeah,
and that'll be it. He'll probably get like a 2 year. Cause I don't even know. I don't know what his contract in, but he'll probably get like another 2 year. Probably pay to you like 38, 39, and then let it go from there.
yeah.
So I see him in 3. I see him with 3 more years. But no, he deserves it, man. He definitely deserves it. He deserves all of this. Like that man's been playing his ass off for years. He's been getting blamed for a lot of shit. He was getting blamed for what happened at not OKC.
Houston.
Houston. He definitely got blamed for Houston. He got blamed for the Clippers too. When in reality it was kind of like Doc Rivers and Blake. You can throw Blake Griffin in there too. There was a lot of things that were going on there that didn't work. So no, just to see Chris Paul do this shit and potentially about to get the Finals MVP, man, it's a great thing to see. So I'm happy for the man. He deserves all of this for real.
And let's also throw this before we switch to our last subject. Chris Paul should have been in the MVP conversation.
He should have. He should have. I mean,
if he didn't win it, fine. But for him to not be in the top three,
it should have been a conversation for him.
Him to not be in the top three is horse shit.
Because it was Embiid, Jokic, and who was like LeBron or some shit like that.
It was Embiid, Jokic, and Steph.
Yeah,
yeah.
I definitely would. I would put Chris Paul in there over Steph, man. To be honest.
Yeah. I was in the mindset that Steph should have been in there, but I can see why you would not have him in there. But regardless of who you take in or take out, I think we should all agree that CP3 should have been in the conversation.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is, though. People still got that Steph love anyway, so it is what it is.
All right, now to wrap this thing up, let's get into some hometown cooking. Let's talk about the Detroit Pistons and this number 1 pick and Cade Cunningham.
I wish these motherfuckers would stop trying to trade this. Try to scenario to trade this pick, man.
I mean, what you feeling?
Just draft Cade, man. You just gotta draft Cade. Like I don't see anything else outside of that. You notice the national media has been saying like what the Pistons should do with the pick, and it always come up with a trade or some shit. Or you hearing things like, you got 6-7 teams evaluating what it would take to get to the first round, get that first.
Yeah, that we our very own Pistons talk. He just made a post about that. Their teams are trying to see what it would take to move up and get the number 1 pick.
That should tell you something, people. That should fucking tell you something. That should tell you that Cade Cunningham is about to be that guy. It's like on some Anthony Davis shit, I haven't, like, even with Zion, I didn't hear that much with Zion.
Yeah. So and you know what's crazy for me is that before the Pistons got the number 1 pick, Cade Cunningham was the consensus number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Consensus number 1 pick.
Now they saying we might get Jalen Green or Evan Mobley or something like that. That number 1. Like, come on, man. Like,
and you know what?
No, bro.
I am not mad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not mad at the idea of getting Jalen Green. I'm really not. I'm mad at the idea of getting Jalen Green number one though, because I feel that you can trade back and get Jalen Green and get it. And if Troy Weaver does his evaluation and he feels that long term Jalen Green is going to be a better prospect, and he can trade back, get more equity, and get more picks and get some pieces,
he'll do it.
More power. I would like that, but I just hate the fact that now that the Pistons have the number 1 pick, the whole world is saying that they need to go ahead and trade it. And also, too, what really ticks me off is these Detroit Pistons fans inside of the state of Michigan who are so pessimistic. about, oh, they're gonna blow it, they're gonna blow it, they're gonna blow it.
They acting like we still got Joe Dumars and Stan Van Gundy as GM. I don't understand that shit either.
I mean, did anybody not see what Troy Weaver did last year? If you want to say Killian Hayes is a bust already, you're an idiot. I'm just gonna say that because he got injured. He's coming overseas to United States. Granted, Aluka adjusted well, but Killian's a different kind of player. And on the second half of that season, we saw that he adjusted pretty well. But if we're going to talk about the rest of Troy Weaver's draft, let's look at Sadiq Bey,
Yep.
first team All NBA All Rookie NBA All NBA rookie team.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Stewart on the second team. Saban Lee, he was just a nice second round pickup, playing some quality minutes. Troy Weaver nailed that first round draft, and on top of it, Stewart and Bay right now they're on the USA Select team to help the national team prepare for the Olympics. So they're right now they're practicing against the best in our country daily. So that's only going to enhance their game.
Sadiq reminds me of Chris Middleton if he was still here.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, and yeah,
I think Sadiq got a little bit more dog in him though.
No, he do.
He got a little bit more dog.
He
in him.
definitely do. It's just y'all. They're not paying attention.
They're not.
That's my thing. They're not paying attention. Everybody keeps saying like this Pistons team is trash. It's really not. We had a terrible season because it was growing pains.
On top of that, it's a terrible season because Troy Weaver orchestrated one of the most impressive tank jobs in NBA history.
Yeah.
Tanked while still being competitive.
Yeah. So it's just people not watching the product, people not paying attention. They just see it like, oh, they're gonna fuck this pickup. Like, no, they're not.
And your boy Joshua said something really poignant that I have to agree with. He said he said he wasn't trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but he said he teased it saying he believes that the Pistons were rewarded the number one pick because they tanked in a way that wasn't embarrassing.
Yeah, because they made games competitive. They played good against every fucking team that was out there. There wasn't no 40-point or 50-point blowout or no shit like that, man. But this city has a pessimistic attitude. It's fucked up. It's a very pessimistic attitude. They're like they always think of the negative, they never think of the positive. We got the first overall pick that we're gonna draft a generational talent.
Yeah.
They're gonna draft Cade, man. That's what all the smart teams will do. They don't give a fuck if you have, a point guard already there. You're gonna draft this man and you're gonna figure it the fuck out.
You know what? Glad you said that. Let's check out what Vinny Goodwill said when he came into Woodward Sports and appeared on the morning show. What he said about what the Pistons should do with Cade Cunningham. Check it out. There are some people out there already saying, don't need to draft Cade. We already got a point guard in Killian Hayes. What do you think about those people? Can we let's just go ahead and knock it out right now. The people are out there. Some of them are in the chats. See?
You take the best player available. Like if you got me and you can draft Stephen A. Smith, you take Stephen A. Smith. You know what I mean? Like that's just, you can have a star, not that type of thing. You can have a big shot, but if you got a chance to take a franchise changer, you figure out the rest later. And in today's game, you have so many ball handlers. The name of the game today is, can you get your shot?
Right.
And if Killian develops and can project, if he can fix that, I don't think you throw him away just because you got a new shiny, object. You can play those two off of each other. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I like the way
Killian basically just said what we were saying. Draft Cade, figure the rest out later.
Put Cade at the 2. Keep Killian at the 1. You got two playmakers at the 1 and 2 that can play defense. Sadiq at 3. Or Sadiq or Jeremy at 3.
Sadiq probably played at 3. Yeah. Jeremy at the stretch 4.
And then Beef still at the 5. So it's just like,
what's wrong with that lineup?
There's nothing wrong with that lineup.
What's wrong with that lineup?
There's nothing. That's actually a great young fucking core. That's a great young lineup right there. And they all can grow together.
I love it. I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Get a couple of locker room veterans in there, maybe one or two. And then that's what it is. We have a young team, man. And that's what you want. You want a young team. But you know what, man? People just want to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
They want to be right.
And then here's what's gonna happen. This team is gonna compete hard. They're gonna knock some people out. And then everybody's gonna start jumping on the bandwagon like, oh, I always knew, I always knew. No, you
I
didn't.
already see that bullshit coming.
No, you
too.
didn't.
I already see that bullshit coming too. I'm prepared for it, but that's what it is with us, man. That's what it is. We have fickle fans around this bitch.
No, I just got some news. Something crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Got you.
Yeah, but yeah, man. This is where we're at. Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons. You know, I just really hope the fans here just. I don't know, man. I'm shaking my head because I just don't I just don't understand the pessimism here, but you know it is what it is.
Yeah, you've been downtrodden for so long. People don't believe any good news. People don't believe anything good coming. You know, when you've been beaten down for so long, you know, we haven't won a playoff game in so damn long. All that, yeah, I could see where that's coming from, man. But you know, you gotta have some positivity in this shit. We're gonna do something great. You know, this is great right now. And
Right.
we gotta sit there and let this shit happen. Let them draft this person and be good to go. That's fucking simple.
Well, Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Money in the Bank. Who you got? Let's just wrap it up with Money in the Bank. Who you got this championship match, man?
You talking about between Bobby and Kofi?
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be Bobby. It's definitely gonna be Bobby. I like Kofi. I like Kofi. But you know, Bobby, they strong. They strongly behind Bobby right now. They
Mm-hmm.
are super strong behind Bobby. Now, I will say this though, I got the dark horse is gonna win the Money in the Bank.
Oh, I know. You know what? Are you gonna say Big E?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
John Morrison.
ooh,
It's been kind of interesting with him.
Johnny Drip Drip.
I mean, did you see his promo he cut on when it was on Twitter?
Nah.
You need to see that shit. He cut a promo when he was on Twitter when he was about to fight Ricochet again. I think they're gonna do something with him, man. Cause that was probably one of his best promos he did, you know, and it was interesting. They actually giving this man a lot of character now.
Mm-hmm.
They give him a lot of character, and you know, and I look at that. He's been winning his matches and shit, so I think it'll be Morrison.
You know what would be some amazing storytelling?
What's that?
Hear me out on this. Bobby Lashley and Kofi Kingston close it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kofi Kingston wins the world title, right?
Yep.
But earlier in the day, earlier in the evening,
Mm-hmm.
Big E wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on Kofi.
I'll be deep. I don't think they'll do that though. That would
That,
be.
that like you know all the New Day celebrating the ring with the briefcase and Kofi with the title, and then everybody's expecting an Xavier heel turn, and Big E turns on Kofi and cashes in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, they're going Raw and now start a whole feud right there. Yeah,
That and then low key, you know, you could just really just make it, you know, you could put the title back on Bobby, you know, in SummerSlam. That way you could set up Bobby versus Brock. But that right there, I think that would start an interesting feud ahead of the you know, I think the WWE draft is coming up soon.
Yeah, I think the reason why they wouldn't do that because they do have a podcast together.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do have a podcast together, and then you know the up down down shit. They always be a part of that shit too.
Yeah.
So I don't think
That would jeopardize some stuff.
yeah, that would jeopardize a lot of shit. So I don't think that would actually happen. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be Morrison, dog. I think it's gonna be Morrison. Um, if anything, it would be Morrison. I don't see Drew winning it because Drew gonna start this whole feud with Jinder Mahal. Big E would be big. I would love to see Big E do it. You know, saying they can move Big E to Raw. That would be dope. But I'm just putting a shot in the dark, man. I'm just gonna say John Morrison. But then again, I did see some shit with Kevin Owens on Talking Smack, and he's still at the Roman right now.
Ooh.
So it's a lot there, man. It's a lot of storylines that could be intertwined into that. So, but I really think it's gonna be Morrison.
Can't wait to see it. But yo, thank y'all for checking in with Everything Is. This is your man's Corey.
It's your man's at.
And we out of here. Peace, peace.
See you later.